Welcome to Red V TV following Saints' routine 36-6 victory over the Widnes Vikings here tonight. First gear?
Pretty much. Unfortunate, really. If it, from a Widnes, well, no, from a Super League point of view,
It wasn't a contest.
No. And I know, like, I spoke quite highly of how Widnes have played and how they haven't quite got wins in the preview show that we put out on Wednesday. But unfortunately, Widnes didn't show a lot, and it is a shame for Super League that we've got games like that.
13 losses on the bounce for them now.
Yeah.
Saints felt that they could rest players tonight. Ben Barber, Tommy Makinson, they got the night off. Chance for fringe players.
Yeah.
Adam Swift probably really the biggest beneficiary, and hat-trick for him this evening. I thought he went really well.
Absolutely made up for him. He's one of them, again, the consummate pros. We were on about Matty Smith on Wednesday again, and he's one of them. He's got his head down, he's taking his chance. I mean, that's one of them where he's made some good runs out as well. He's been unlucky with a couple of efforts, but he's got the 3 tries, and it's one of them that it's a case of he's turning around to Justin Holbrook and saying, well, how'd you drop me?
There's not a lot to separate him and Grace, to be honest. I think Tommy Makinson's your first choice, England international now. Is going to be in the side every week, but between him and Grace, I don't think there's a lot to split them. I'd potentially argue that Grace has now got the raw pace probably over Swift. Would you say Adam Swift's probably a better finisher at this moment in time still? And then
I don't know.
for running the ball out.
I think the one edge that I would give him is his clearing his own line, which I know people don't like, and I know that we'd rather have our forwards doing all the hard work, but it's not how it works now. Your wingers do bring the ball out whether you like it or not. I think Adam Swift's better at that than Regan Grace, but I think Regan Grace is just as good a finisher. He's quicker.
I think at this moment in time for me, it's still the toss of a coin.
I don't know.
Obviously, Justin Holbrook's chose to go with Grace, and I think that's the way it's going to go to the end of the season. But it's a nice timely reminder that should we need Adam Swift, he'll get a game.
Yeah, Grace doesn't deserve dropping. Grace has been fantastic, and he's got better. I mean, we've given him some. We've not given him grief. We've turned around. We've turned around and we've said should Swift come in, because there were a couple of things and they were valid things. Like, he dropped a couple of high bombs, but he's gone away and worked on that. And I think Grace still retains the shirt, but Swift has put that marker down there to turn around and say, if you need me, Gaffer, I'm ready.
But for me, how nice is it to be in a position now? We're not talking about whether we should drop someone because they're not playing well. We're discussing whether somebody should get a game because they're playing better. And that's testament to how Justin Holbrook's managed to keep this squad.
I'll throw one in. I'll throw one in for you then. How do you move Johnny Lomax from fullback?
Because you've got Ben Barber to come back in.
You've got Ben Barber to come back in. That's.
Do you know what? They gave James Roby man of the match in the stadium tonight. I think he did. He made some really good breaks first half. But for me, Johnny Lomax, again, we've talked about some of his performances this season. Did he set up 3 or 4 tonight?
Yeah.
It was absolutely a sterling performance from him, and how he never got the sponsor man of the match, I'm not entirely sure. And even if you want to go sentimental and give Adam Swift the man of the match for the hat-trick. But a couple of standout performances from them. Next week, we'll obviously discuss next week, but you'll expect Barber to come back in.
Yeah. Making some.
And go back to the routine 17.
If they're fit enough, yeah, because obviously they've both missed out with knee knocks. It depends how serious they've been and whether they've turned around and just said, you know what, you're 90% fit, you could probably get through this game with no ill effects, but there's no point risking you. Or whether it was a 50-50 call, because Holbrook was saying we'll make a decision towards the end of the week. If they're struggling, you would expect Morgan to come back in for Costello. Costello didn't really do much wrong as well.
I was going to say Costello, he didn't really put a foot wrong. I don't think he got involved very much, but do you early on when you're playing that position? It's hard, isn't it?
I think, to be honest,
he's solid.
He's done himself no harm with that performance. No. And yeah, he's not gone and he's not shone, but it's one of them that you turn around and you think, good on the lad. He's got in there, he's made some tackles, he's made some runs, started giving a couple of passes out. He nearly set up Swift for one. Was it Marsh who got his hand to it and knocked it on? So good on him for getting involved, but you'd just expect Morgan to come back in, wouldn't you?
What did you make of the referee's performance tonight?
No comment. I got told off last time for speaking about the referee.
Who by?
You.
Oh.
That might have been.
Well, we've won convincingly. The referee's not influenced the result entirely, but as a spectacle, whistle happy.
It's easy to.
Can we moan about Widnes's try when we've been told that it's potentially a mile forward on the replays?
We can. I'll definitely, because I tweeted out, so you're allowed to drag into touch now.
Oh yeah, before that as well.
I thought Grace's momentum had stopped and they dragged him over. Obviously, it's one of them that you'll get people who want to back referees all the time, and you turn around and say, well, you know what, he was closer to the action. Yeah, I'll defer to him. If that's the case, if I watch that back instead of from 80 metres away, and you'll get apologists like someone like Rod Studd who goes, oh, you're happy to defer. Well, you know what, I've just watched that live. I've been 80, 90 metres away from it. I've not had a video to look at it. I mean, I've got spud eyes as it is, but unfortunately, sometimes I don't know what decision he's given. I'll give you one example. Right down towards the end, Widnes knocked on, then we knocked on right on Widnes's line. Now,
thought we'd scored, disallowed it,
and
then the decision he makes.
The decision he made was a scrum to us for the first knock on, but you'll see referees actually turn around and put the finger in the air to say, like, first one, do the knock on movement, or do the knock on movement, then go first one. Either way, but you know what he's given.
Yeah.
But he just makes one knock on movement and gives the scrum. Now, yeah, we've seen it's a knock on, but there might be people in there.
I think for the crowd, it was essentially obvious there was two knock-ons.
Yeah.
But even when he's going to form the scrum, it's like, it's a 50-50 what he's going to give you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's too many, I don't know, not good enough for me, but...
Unfortunately, I think it's just the fact we've lost so many referees.
So many experienced referees.
Well, even the likes of, say, George Stokes, who'd have been a lot higher up now, you'd have thought. Jack Smith, who's stepped down, just to take that pressure off. That they've not got a big, high-profile game every week, and he can step down to the Championship, and he can step down to League One and the likes, and just give him a little bit more building. Because when you
essentially now, if the referee has a bad performance, there's no comeback. It seems. What happens to them?
But I don't know if James Charles got a game this week after his refereeing of our game. Now I don't know what's caused that, because while there were a couple of decisions that you didn't quite get at the time, I've not watched the game back. So whether that's got anything to do with it, or whether they are just trying to build the pool of referees, but you yearn for the days of, and I can't believe I'm saying this, of Richard Silverwood, of Ashley Klein.
No, Richard Silverwood doesn't like Redvy.
Well, he's blocked me on Twitter anyway. So.
Especially after that Huddersfield, it was a Kumatai who was in miles offside and he never gave it.
Oh well.
We never got a decision after that for the.
But the likes of Richard Silverwood, Russell Smith, Ashley Klein, you yearn for them days of him. I mean, Phil Bentham's still out injured.
We could ask Richard Silverwood to come back.
I don't think they'd allow it.
I think we're still blocked.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it. You want days of the kind of old school refs. Imagine a Carl Kirkpatrick out there.
There's no real, apart from probably Ben Thaler at the minute. Thaler.
Yeah, well done.
He's probably the only character amongst the refs at the minute, it seems. Everyone else is just dire.
Yeah.
Poor Jacob. Widnes then. Will we see them again in Super League in the foreseeable future? Get the feeling that they're only going to have 3 home games in them Super 8s. They're not going to beat any of them other Super League sides, it seems. And they're going to have tough games against the likes of Toronto when you fear for them. You don't even think I don't even think they're going to get to the £1 million game. I think it's potentially 2 Championship sides who could come up.
They need a massive change in look, don't they? Because they've shown nothing tonight.
Absolutely nothing.
That makes you positive for the future, or their immediate
future. Don't feel that potentially signing Anthony Gellin for next season will solve many of their problems?
No. As I say, it's a shame because we've not got a strong Widnes.
There'll be a nice community club next season in the Championship.
Hopefully they can build off that. The one thing they've got to do is keep hold of the kids. Because they're under 19s.
They're under 19s, beat ours this evening. Yeah. Obviously ours are running away at the top of the table, so a bit of a turn up for the Bucks, and you fear that potentially, do we just cherry pick their best players when we need them?
Look at Danny Richardson, Matt Percival and the likes. I think we've signed...
So potentially, if we watch their under 19s tonight, we'll have him and we'll have him.
Well, you know what?
And do you know what? They'll want to play for a big club.
Yeah, especially if they go down, and it might be guaranteed game time at Widnes, but if you've got the chance of Super League
In a stunning stadium.
Yeah, I see. You do. Going back to your question, you do worry about Widnes.
I don't worry about them.
I do from a Super League perspective.
I don't, because Super League will be stronger without them.
But it's nice to have one of the historic clubs in there, the Cup Kings.
But they're not offering anything.
No, they're not. That's the
Absolutely
problem.
nothing.
That's the problem. And you know, when you say there'll be a nice community club next year, I'm not sure that they're not just a community club at the minute.
Yeah.
But there's nothing tonight.
And do you know what they do good? And do you know what? As a club, they do really good things for the community. The way they've done with the Beat the Scrum campaign.
Fantastic.
Some really good initiatives. But they should be. They're not offering enough on the field.
Yeah.
I think that's what it comes down
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
At the end of the day, as a Saints fan, if you've paid £22 for a ticket to come and watch that tonight, great from a Saints perspective, but you've been robbed of a contest.
Yeah.
And we want to see competitive games.
Yeah. But that's it. I mean, as you say, I wouldn't fancy if they've got to go to somewhere like Featherway.
No.
That'll be a tricky place to go. I mean, if they end up going up the hill in the first half and find themselves points behind, and they've already lost one or two, confidence is going to be really low.
Usually now at this time of year, you see the teams like Widnes stocking up players for the mid-eights and signing people to try and just keep them, especially if the Super 8s go as well next year, the middle-eights go, and it's 1 up, 1 down. It's going to be a massive, massive task for them. I mean, look at Todd Carney this evening. He's gone to Hull KR on loan to the end of the season. Isn't that so? Hull KR are stocking up, starting to stock up and try and improve their squad. So worrying times for Widnes, but the Saints mightily march on at the top of the table.
You wonder if maybe they have got their eye on one player, possibly a halfback, possibly one who didn't feature in our squad.
Yeah, well, if that was going to happen, we're going to let him go. We'd have let him go by now.
Depends.
We'll see.
Might
Don't do it, Matty. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Let them go. Right, we will see you next week for the Hull preview for Red V TV. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and give us your lovely, lovely comments below. See you later.